I win or I quit. When I was in grade 7, I decided for a little while that I really wanted to play football. My dad was into it, so were some other people who I knew. So I tried out for the football team. And for a few weeks there, I was building up in my head all these dreams. I was gonna be the superstar quarterback. I was gonna be better than anybody else. I was exercising all the time, running, getting ready for football season. I got there onto the field and I started practicing football, and I lasted about 1 week. What happened is I found out that I'm not very good at football. So I immediately quit. Either I win or I quit. This is a problem that so many people have. It shows up in different ways. For some people, it's more obvious, and for others, it's more subtle. This has been a problem since our very first ancestors. In the Bible, we have the story of Adam and Eve. We talked about that some last week. And Adam and Eve were given everything. Everything was perfect, but they needed to follow God's lead. They didn't get to be in charge. Now, they had a dream for their lives that one day they would become more and more like God, that they would get to learn what good and evil really were. And in fact, that dream was right, but it was not a dream they should be allowed to take for themselves. And so the temptation was to take that dream in their own strength, with their own power, and that's what they did. They ate some fruit from a tree, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which was forbidden to them because God was going to bring them that knowledge in the right time. And when they tried to take it on their own, that was like Adam and Eve saying, no, we're gonna be the ones to do it. We're gonna be the great ones. We're gonna win. But when they did it, they found out that instead of winning, they failed utterly. Because we're not actually able to achieve the great things that we were destined for in our own strength. That's impossible. So when they took that fruit for themselves, they failed utterly. And as soon as they failed, just like me in football, they immediately said, I quit. I don't want to play this game anymore. They ran off into the woods, and they hid themselves. Either I win or I quit. You see this in the modern world so many places. You see it in a mother and daughter who are very similar, but who constantly compete in sometimes subtle and not so subtle ways. And so, because they're always competing when they're together, they spend most of their time apart. You see it in brothers growing up who love to play together, but every game ends in a fight and someone screaming and crying, at least when they're little, hopefully not when they're older. Because either I win or I quit. How do we escape this cycle? We're going to be talking about that this Sunday. Plan for peace. What is God's plan for peace with myself? How do I escape this cycle of either I win or I quit? Is there another way? Come and find out Sunday morning at 10 a.m. We'll see you there.